We had the usual nice stop at Lymm. We did go the brewery tap and tried several nice beers in what they call in the bat, and you get three. You get a third, and a third. So we tried a few of them, all nice real ales, absolutely great. And then we finished it off with a Chinese across the way. We called in for a Chinese and took it back to the boat, and all was well. Nice evening, and we went to bed. But behind us, and these are people, you know, there's some idiots who up and down canals and that. There was an old couple behind us, and the man, he's had a new whip, but they was just talking to us then. They're going to stop the cruising, and they're turning round, and they're quite distressed because when these people are quite old. 5:15 this morning, they heard another person shouting and ranting at them, and when they looked out, the boat's across the canal, and it's against this plastic boat, and I think the fella on the plastic boat thought they'd not tied up properly. But it seems that some of these drunken yobs, or the cannabis gangs, have decided to just undo all the ropes and just let the boat go. It's easy enough to sort out, but when you get in, you know, when you're older, and especially when you've had something like it replaced, it's a big thing. That is the problems occasionally. We do have quite a few, I would describe them mildly, I could say a lot worse, as plonkers who walk up and down canal paths in drunken rages and everything like that. And it just doesn't need to happen. What you're looking at now is Lymm Cruising Club. They've been around for some years as well. This is another Hudson boat, what you're coming up to, the green one. Another boat, very well looked after. We're going to turn round now, just out of Lymm. We have to get back. We don't normally have time scales, but there's a couple of celebrations going on. Also, I'm a bit concerned about a noise, so I want to get back because it's deteriorating ever so slowly. Having turned at the turning point just past Lymm, we'll now be making a slow trundle back. It's not peak season yet, but it's still lovely and it's been nice to be cruising out. But we've got to get back because myself and my brother-in-law have got significant birthdays, so we've got a few celebrations coming up. And we have to do all that before we'll be coming out again for the main cruising season. But there's still quite a few vlogs to come on this trip, because we'll be trundling back at our usual slow pace. The sun's just breaking through now. It has been quite cool and very windy. Just seems to be calming down a bit. I know a good spell of hot weather is forecast, but whether we get it, that's another question. But hope for the best. That's the best way with the English weather. Look up and see what you get, and that's it. Obviously a risk of having your windows put through around these moorings. Sadly, we're seeing that more and more. That just gives you an idea. A narrowboat width and a wide beam width there. Certainly a big difference. As we're cruising back into Stockton Heath, on the left there is a pub called the London Bridge. Now, as we go past, you will see some steps coming down to the canal side, and this was known as Stockton Quay. And what used to happen in the 18th century here, and it was extremely busy, people used to wait for boats, they were called packet boats, to turn up to take them to places between Manchester and Runcorn. and it was extremely popular in its time. So there you are, another little bit of history from the tiller people. This stretch of canal where we are now, this is what me and Bernadette used to walk regularly while our boat was being built. We used to drive out to Stockton Heath and have our fix for the canals by walking up and down here on a regular basis in all weathers. Another little one of my snippets, for those who don't know, sign writing on boats. It is important, particularly on traditional boats, to have quality sign writing if you want your boat to look, you know, to look nice. And you get a you know, the higher the quality of the sign writer and the reputation, the better. But there is something about sign writing when you put the shadows on. If you're from the north, the shadow's on the left. If you're from the south, the shadow's on the right. That's just the way it is. Well, Sarah, this is one of your dad's first Norton canes, and your name's on it as well, eh? Let's hope you do as good a job at Glascoat as what your dad did at Norton Canes. Well, that's a bit silly really, because you are doing a fine job at Glascoat anyway. Well, we're very nearly back at moor to moor up again. Certainly been an extremely windy little trip this, but it's worth it because we do like the moorings where we're going to end up. It's very scenic and a nice wide area of canal as well. We have got increasing concerns about the noise we keep hearing, so we'll have to keep a very close eye on that. But for now, that's another one of our vlogs done, and very enjoyable too for us, and I hope it was for all of you who've been watching. But as I normally say, that's a wrap. That's another good one done, and we'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!